When I strike, I do so with the strength of a legion.
Gentlemen and lady, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today is a good day. We received the meta report yesterday, and today we got a balance patch addressing the more frustrating issues with the game's balance. But looking at the meta report, I gotta say one thing, and that is, you guys suck. What the hell? Abaddon 45% win rate in High Terra, Horus 47%, and even Tybalt Ma, the strongest Sons of Horus warlord right now, in my opinion, 48%? Jesus Christ, guys, I see there's a dire need for a video. So today we're gonna take a look at the new Sons of Horus, and we're gonna start off with their Primarch Horus Lupercal, because I think he's the most fun to play basically, and I got a cool deck for you guys today. Let's jump right into it. So, this is the deck I've been running over the past couple weeks. It revolves basically around Horus ability. You want to develop something on the board, tempo driven, aggressive mid-range, but you can vary your playstyle depending on who you're playing against. You can vomit your hand and play aggressively, or you can play conservatively and buff up your board slowly to prepare for a large lethal swing. I want to talk about the warlord first. What really holds Horus at bay is the fact that he's a high initiative Primarch, so you start with only 2 cards in Ascension. You can't use your ability if you don't have anything on the board, so you really need to play a really good curve in this deck to have a good time. On the other hand, his ability is crazy strong when you have something on the board. It's one of the best buff abilities in the game, so +1/+1 in the Mark of Chaos is huge, especially on flanking units, because the Mark of Slaanesh can also give terror. So essentially you want to play this deck 2 energy behind curve most of the time. So for example, turn 1 you play your 2-drop, then on turn 2 you don't play your 3-drop, instead you buff your 2-drop if it's sticked. Yeah, it's just more value, and you keep some cards in your hand, which is kind of a problem with Horus as mentioned, because he's a high initiative Primarch. Then there is his Ascension, of course. It's very mediocre, to be honest. The form is only gain +1 attack, heal 5 of course, but his ability gets actually worse. It buffs your whole board, but most of the time, I assure you, you won't have a full board, and if you have a full board, you will already winning, so the Ascended version isn't really swingy or anything. So when do you want to use it? The good thing about it is that it ticks down naturally, you know? Horus of course gives Marks of Chaos by himself, and there are a lot of troops and tactics which also give Marks of Chaos to your troops. You can actually achieve it every game. Most of the time it will be just gain 1 attack and heal 5. I'll say it as it is, just an emergency heal. The only time when you want to use it is if you have, rule of thumb from me here, at least 3 units on the board, because giving a Mark of Chaos to 3 units for 1 energy is better than just giving it to 1 and +1/+1. And now let's go over the cards, what their purpose is, and what my thought process was when including them. The first card I got here is Avus Lighter. It's a very versatile and neat card. Most of the time we will use it to cycle through a deck for 1 energy, but it also provides an energy refill, meaning we can play 1 energy ahead of curve with our buff. So for example, on 4 energy you can play a 3-drop, then refill 1 energy and buff it up. The heal also sometimes comes in handy. Then we got Command Bridge. We got some key tactics in this deck. For example, Informant Network if you're up against something stealthy, Spreading Corruption to follow up that Conquering Host, or Lupercal Pursuant, for example, if you want to finish off your opponent. Besides that, if you don't have anything else to do turn 1, it's better than doing nothing, so you just play this turn 1 to fetch for something. Lead the Spear Tip. Spear Tip by itself is a pretty shit mechanic, so I try to include only the strongest troops with Spear Tip, that being Catalan Reavers, Overseer Ludark, and Mellow Cursed. We can play this turn 1, again better than not doing anything. And then we can play the strong Spear Tip troops a bit ahead on curve. This also excludes Catalan Reavers from being pulled by Emperor's Wrath. I simply don't want that because I want the Catalan Reavers to be fast, and if they cost 3 energy, I can play them on 5 energy and buff them up. This is kind of what you want to do with the Catalan Reavers anyway. Then Legionary Hurrah! I love this name. By itself he's pretty vanilla. If we have to clear something real quick, sure, play him on 2 and he will get the deed done. But most of the time you want to play him on 4, buff him up, hope for a Mark of Slaanesh, and then this guy actually becomes quite a beast. Then Mineta Squad, your best turn 1 play. It's a super sticky 1-drop, 2/3 prime stats for 2 energy and also a drop pod, so this will most of the time use up at least 2 actions from your opponent. Since it's likely to stick, just buff it up the next turn, make it stick, and then this guy will generate a lot of value. Desert Squad, this is a 3 energy troop, sets a junior, but most of the time I will not play it on 3 if I have any other option, because you want to play this on 5, otherwise it is very unlikely to stick and we want stuff to stick, so play it on 5 rather, and then buff it up so it gains 2 Marks of Chaos and +1/+1. Chieftain Clafal, just a very sticky 3-drop on its own. It's like a Metadus squad on steroids. Besides that, he provides some nice synergies here with Conquering Host, so it doesn't get cleared that easily, or Emperor's Wrath of course. Then his Raya support, this is my 3-drop of choice. It is more stickier than the Basset Squad because, as mentioned, you kinda don't want to play these on 3 since they're very likely to get cleared and then they didn't do anything. As Raya support on the other hand again has a drop pod, so it gets protected, very likely to get buffed from you next turn, and the abilities also need 2 damage for 1 energy is fair, and the ordnance is a nice cherry on top. Informant Network, my anti-stealth tech of choice. Worst case scenario, this clears a bunch of Jägers from the annoying Luther. As Module Squad, these are actually quite nuts. Most of the time you want to play these on 6 so you can buff them up. If they get a Mark of Slaanesh, they become 6/4 Terror Flankers, and then on kill they will also get another Mark of Chaos. Hopefully poison so they become 6/6. Really good troop. Really like it here. Kettle and Reavers, like the Asmodeal squad, you kinda don't want to play them vanilla on 4 except if you need to emergency kill something. They can be used as a finisher, or you can play them on 6, so they become 4/4, buff them up, and then slam into the opponent's face, they immediately deal damage, and then they are still likely to stick. If you play them on 4, they only have 2 health left and die to almost everything. Death Deal is my AoE of choice. It's nothing spectacular, it's just a consistent source of damage to the whole board. Always comes in really handy. 1 copy here. Spreading Corruption, very powerful buff. Problem is, if you have a full board, well, you were already winning, and so this is kind of a win more card. Rule of thumb, only use this when you have at least 3 units on the board. It's obviously a perfect follow-up for Conquering Host. Speaking of which, also very nice card. Gives you 3 little dudes and drop pods, hard to clear. It is almost guaranteed to leave something behind on the board after it's being played, and this is basically what we want with the stack. Crush the Weak, not much to say here, the vanilla hard removal of the Sons of Horus, reprint of the outflank. I just suggest being a little bit greedy with it. Know your matchups, know what troops need to be crushed, not outflanked anymore. Always comes in handy. Akron Fall, very beefy troop in a drop pod for 5 energy. This is his main purpose, he just has good stats. On the other hand, he provides some synergies if he sticks. He can make, for example, Conquering Host into a 6 damage flank, or the same goes for the Emperor's Wrath. Also neat little combos with the Azraya support, because if the Azraya support has flank, it can use its ability the same turn it is played. Lupercal Pursuivant, this is our substitute for the old Vengeful Spirit. Now we deal 6 damage for 6 instead of 8 for 8. Not much of a difference in my opinion, most of the time as mentioned. This is just a finisher, I rarely use this to clear something off the enemy's board. That's why only 1 copy. You can also play it together with Kettle and Reavers on 10 for a 10 damage lethal swing. Overseer Ludark, just a very beefy boy. What really annoys me about him is the speed mechanic, so you want to play him first each turn so he gets the Mark of Chaos, because an obvious combo would be here Basset Squad and then follow up with Ludark, so Basset Squad first gains the Mark of Chaos and then Ludark buffs it. But because of the Spirited mechanic you have to play this guy first and he will only buff himself, and the Basset Squad won't get buffed because this resolution triggers after this resolution. But regardless, he's just a very beefy boy, and if he's left unchecked, your opponent's gonna have a pretty bad time. Whatever, the Sax Demon. This deck is all about tempo, and this is a great tempo swing. 8 attack Terror Flanker for 7. This is actually amazing. If you are in that mid-range matchup, your opponent will have to clear this, otherwise it will just lock the board. That means the demonic maintenance doesn't really matter. You're almost guaranteed to regain tempo here. Downside, you don't really want to play this against something like Alpha Legion or Mortarion, because they will just use this against you and then you're locked on 6 energy, and that's obviously pretty bad. Malaccursed, the only spear tip troop which actually has an insane spear tip effect. Next tactic this turn costs 0, but we're not playing any super elaborate combos here. Best case scenario is obviously follow up with an Emperor's Wrath, but if you don't have this particular combo, it's fine to follow up with the Crush the Weak, so he's like a Stellok, a Conquering Host, or a Spreading Corruption to buff up the existing Conquering Host and Malaccursed himself. So excellent troop, I think the strongest one the Sons of Horus have right now, and no reason not to include him. And we finish it off with Emperor's Wrath, and now you might ask,
Midnight, but they have Planetary Invasion. Why don't you play that instead? It doesn't have an energy restriction.
well, I'll explain you why. I don't have that many high cost starters in this deck anyway. Malaccursed, Ludark, Akron Fall. These are the only starters which I have which cost over 4 energy, and I kinda don't want them to be pulled by Emperor's Wrath, except Akron Fall maybe, because both Malaccursed and Overseer Ludark have a speed up effect, which I want to trigger. And Emperor's Wrath costs 1 less than Planetary Invasion, and I'm also not limited to build my deck around it. I simply play my mid-range stuff, and its purpose is basically to provide a threat for late game. Also nice synergy with, of course, Spreading Corruption and Horus Lupercal's Ascension. Alright, this was the deck, but as usual, if you don't agree with me on some of my card choices, or if you're missing some of these cards, I got some card alternatives. First of all, Avatar of the Four. The effect itself is pretty nutty, but I think Horus can't really afford to play this because he's stuck with a little hand, and if you have this in your starting hand, it will be a dead card. Of course, when the right situation occurs and you will need it, it's gonna be really good. It can buy you a turn, and then it can win you the game. On the other hand, you would probably be winning if you had something like a meta squad instead of this in your hand, because you would just snowball out of control easier. You know what I mean? So it is a strong effect, but it is very likely to be a dead card in your hand, and you really don't want any dead cards in your hand as Horus, because of course of his high initiative Primarch syndrome. Then we got Furious Shooting, again by itself not a bad card. To energy free damage is very fair. You can use it to clear stuff off the board or provide some more lethal range, but I think again Horus doesn't have any space in the deck for low impact cards like these. To energy free damage is good on paper, but it takes away a deck slot which can be filled by a more impactful card. Then Chthonian Wolf. The only reason why I would ever play this is because of Lead the Spear Tip. You can play Lead the Spear Tip on 2 and then play this on 3. Yeah, and then it's pretty good. 3/4 for 3 and draw a card. Neat. Helps us a little bit with our draw problems. But Horus can't buff it up. Horus hates vehicles. He only likes the starters. That's why in the end I didn't include it. Legionary Soulcast, solid as starters, but I think it's reserved for Tibalt Mar because it helps him with the Battle Honor. It's okay if you play it on 4 and then you can kill something with the Battle Honor, then it gets buffed up by Tibalt Mar. In Horus, it's kind of like a versus Raya support, but regardless, it has some synergy with stuff like Conquering Host or Emperor's Wrath, so maybe you want to include 1 or 2 copies. Then Master Strategists. I've mentioned draw problems a lot, and the Sons of Horus have a draw card, yet I think it is not very good. For energy, to draw 3 is fair, but it doesn't have any additional effect, and I think it's simply kind of a tempo loss to play this, and you really don't want that with Horus. On 4 energy, you want to play something or buff something which is already on your board, or react somehow to the opponent's board. Drawing cards, it's only good in the late game, I guess, when the game drags on, but still I think including 1 copy isn't the wrong decision. Chieftain Squad, solid body, has some synergies, but why I don't play it is simply because of the Spear Tip mechanic. It doesn't synergize with the Spear Tip mechanic. A really good combo would be something like Chieftain Squad into a Catalan Reaver, but you can't do that in the same turn because then the Catalan Reavers won't get fast. It has kind of negative synergy with the Legion. You know, you can't buff Spear Tip troops with it, but you want to play it before other troops so that the troops you play after it get a Mark of Chaos. If you play it on 5, it's okay, but it's not sticky enough. Sure, Melgator is gone, but still it doesn't have that great of a body to justify playing a 5-drop which doesn't do something that the turn is played. You will be probably better off playing the next card, the Hexer Squad, on 5 if you want some additional 5-drops. It's, again, kinda mediocre, that's why I don't include it. It has some synergy with the Whispers, and if you play it on 7, for example, you can also buff it up so it has 2 Marks of Chaos and +1/+1. This is a pretty good body, I guess. But again, as mentioned, it is mediocre, and mediocre isn't good enough for a really competitive deck, but in the budget version I guess you can play 2 copies of these. With Lead the Spear Tip it's also fine because then you can play them on 4. Then Master for Lupercal. Yes, I said tempo loss, that's why I don't play the Master Strategist. Here it's kind of the same, but you basically borrow the tempo from the next turn, because the next turn you will be able to play a lot of low-cost starters, because all the starters you draw from Master for Lupercal will have reduced cost. But again, it's random, you are not guaranteed to get something good, although it's 4, and the overall card quality of the Sons of Horus is decent. I tried it out, it was okay. You can try it out too, I guess. Then Goliath, if you want some more late gamer starters, this would be my to-go. It's a solid body in a draw pot, which does something the turn it is played. Speaking of late game troops, we got also Hope's End, but again, Horus hates vehicles. Good thing about this is it's a big body, you can fetch it with Lead the Spear Tip, so play it on 8, and it also does something the turn it is played, 4 damage or even 7 damage to a vehicle or a Titan weapon. Then some neutral cards. Of course, we're gonna get more neutral cards at the end of the last wave of this expansion. I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure there won't be that many useful cards for this deck in particular, simply because Horus doesn't really synergize well with neutrals. So here I got only the Abandoned Supplies as an alternative. You can play it, for example, instead of Lead the Spear Tip or alongside with Spear Tip. So you have an additional card you can play on 2 energy, so less likely to have it dead turn 1. But in the end, it's kind of like the Spear Tip, but worse in this deck because, well, you don't know what you're getting. With Fleet the Spear Tip, you are almost guaranteed to get one of the really good legendaries or a Catalan Reaver. Alright, and now it's time to jump into some gameplay. It's fairly early into the season, it's just the 8th of March. I'm already in High Terra, currently ranked 24. Let's jump into some games and see how it goes. Fulgrim, okay. Yeah, that's obviously not something I want in my starting hand. Bezet Squad is fine though. I'm not gonna face bash. Very good, turn 1 play. Catalan Reavers, okay. Not gonna face bash against Fulgrim, I don't know. Like, I'm not very familiar with the decks people are playing right now. They kinda nerfed the OTK nonsense, but it can still be pretty nasty. Alright, Mark of Chaos here. Pretty good. Mark of Nurgle, I mean. Yeah. He's probably just playing Whispers, right? So... let's play another Bezet Squad. I don't really want to buff anything here, I think. Yeah, let's develop something on the board and let's actually attack. I'm still not gonna face bash because I have no fucking clue what this guy plays. Galewind Strike.
You are a rare and precious treasure.
Off the top into an emote, into Unlucky Marks of Chaos. Yep, that's when you see that you're indeed playing against a very nice gentleman. Chieftain Clothal. Yeah, let's do the following. Let's use our ability once here. Let's play as Riot Support. It gains flanks, so we can use the ability immediately. And swing in for 8. I think that's the play here. So he still plays Finale, even after the nerfs. Okay, so he's playing a Whispers deck, I suppose. With lots and lots of tactics. Well. Holy shit. I should have went face, I think. But yeah. I'm just not really sure what these guys are doing right now. What did that cost 2? Anyway. Let's play Ludark, like over here. And do this. And... do I want to go face? Let's go face. Not attack with that one, obviously. Because it's disoriented. What is this? Okay. What the fuck am I playing against? I guess that's lethal?
This does not please me any longer.
Kroeger. This is okay. Going second sucks a bit. I don't want double his Raya support. Minetta squad is better.
Let the galaxy burn.
Come at me and die.
So let's play Minetta's. It's in a drop pod, so he won't be able to use his ability on it. Except if he has something like precision bombardment. Yep, that sucks. I also don't understand why it's not triggering before it dies, but okay. Lothal, pretty good. Nice top deck here. Better than playing in his Raya support. Faces the place. Alright, let's buff up the Lothal with Terra maybe? Poison. I'll take it, whatever. And let's play as Raya support here. So yeah, now it's kind of a 66% chance to hit that. Severe firepower, okay. But he won't be able to load his ability here, that's okay I guess. So we will be able to play another Raya support here. And buff it up. Corn, yeah, don't like to see it. Rather have something with health right now. Okay. Second void engagement hits. Yeah. Let's play a little dark. Poison's pretty good. Let's trade. And he will probably hit this, but, well, gotta try, I suppose. Okay. Oh, that sucks ass, holy shit. Ripple Dark. Don't wanna crush that. Well, if I crush that, I can't really do anything else. Like, this has corn. I probably want to crush the big guy, like the, what's his name? The 8-drop they have. So let's just do this instead. Yeah, Sex Demon, that was not good. Here we go. Here we go. So we crush it. Not gonna play anything, I'm just gonna buff another guy here. With Terra. And we swing in with the other two to play around viral bombs. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what do we do here? I'm not gonna play Catalan Reavers yet. Let's lead the speed up first, I suppose. How much do I have? Yeah, it's good enough. Let's lead the spear tip first. Another Catalan Reaver. Let's play her or Hur or whatever. Buff him up. Okay, then let's do this. And this. I'd play Minetta's. So yeah, viral bombs still really hurt here, but I think this helps to mitigate damage from his ability a little bit. Yep, sweet, but he still will have viral bombs.
Expected more defenses.
Yeah, well, live by RNG, die by RNG, brother. What can I say? Alright. This is gonna hit though, right? Nope. Okay. Honestly, I'll probably going to ascend here. Like, this is actually good value because I also have Emperor's Wrath. I'm totally going for that.
I will see the galaxy freed once more.
That is definitely a good ascension target here. So you go here. And should I just go face actually? I have 13 damage here on the board. And I have Catalan Reavers next turn. What if I don't go face? He will have 7. You know what? I'm probably going to go face here. Like 13 damage and Catalan Reavers. Like, no way he's gonna heal that. Right, let's go face. Fuck it. Weird choice for a Kroeger deck, by the way. That's probably for a heal? No? He's drawing. Gets the bombardment out. Takes another damage from that. And that's game. Okay. Alpha Legion. That's an okay matchup, to be honest. Let's keep Hur. Just need to keep the Crush the Weak for Auto Score. That's probably the biggest threat in the deck. Spreading Corruption, that's not very good.
The galaxy burn.
That's also not very good. Not gonna face bash, no need to. Let's see what he plays first. If it's trap spam. No, it's gas to counter. I kinda wanna buff it. I guess it's to counter Emperor's Children or something, since he main decks this for no reason. A lot of traps and stuff. But at least we're gonna get some cards here. You know? We're gonna get some cards. Which Horus really needs. That's the only good thing about this matchup. Another one. Okay. Yeah, that shit has to go. Need my anti-stealth here, basically.
Exodus in position.
So this only buffs Sons of Horus troops. What I'm gonna do here is the following. I'm gonna drop another one of these. Buff him up as well. And next time we can do Dark and buff our board. Taking some damage from these is whatever. Not that important. He wasted his thing here already. This one goes on my face, so good positioning here for me for once. What the fuck? My brother in Christ, what are you doing? Sure. I will get a Greater Demon here, I don't like that too much. But it's okay. No need to do anything with that yet. I'm probably gonna use it for energy refills. Oh no, not Buck Boy. Fuck! That's the worst one. 5 maintenance and no attack. Jesus, it's terrible. Why Bog Boy? Everything else would have been fine, man. Everything. I don't even know. So yeah, if he's smart, he's just gonna ignore the Bog Boy. Fuck! Yep. Let's get rid of that, I guess. Fucking Bog Boy! Why you? Why does it have 4 attack? Like, all he needs to do is, like, charge and shoot now. You don't even need to think. Shoot me, charge it next turn again. Shoot me again. Like, what am I gonna do? On fucking 5 maintenance? Okay. Kind of preemptive, to be honest. Uh-huh. Well, great. At least I get rid of it, I guess. Fuck. I might need to sand just to get out of lethal range here. We'll see what he does. Like, if he has score, I'm gonna have a pretty bad time. Okay. Harrowing. Yeah. Too bad. So, let's play Ascension so we're out of lethal range.
I will see the galaxy freed once more.
And Mineta squad. Not gonna face bash, well, because I fucking can't. Fucking Bog Boy, dude. Honestly. I shouldn't have played Spreading Corruption there. But everything except Bog Boy would have been fine. I got 2 or 3 attacks off. No, I got only 1 off, and then he instrumented it, so yeah, I guess transforming the Greater Demon in the first place was a mistake. Okay. I guess he has lethal next turn. I have no front lines or anything, so... Let's do that and then draw. So yeah, I'm probably gonna die here. I guess he has another Lambda Thunderhawk. Why would he do that otherwise? He actually top decked it. Holy shit, dude. Lucius. I wonder if people are still playing this nonsense. I'm playing so many Emperor's Children today, but well... Let's keep this hand, actually.
Let the galaxy burn.
I wonder what the fuck he's doing.
I drink to my impending triumph.
Abandoned supplies. Why? Well, I don't know, and I don't care. Let's play this big boy here. Okay, and then let's buff you up. And play another one. Don't want to face bash now. If he has the bike, he will just kill it for free since it didn't get anything else. I'm gonna do it. It's 5 damage, whatever. Since it got Corn, let's attack Thematic. That shit. Yeah. Fine. 10 damage. I'll take it. let's lead the spear tip. Or, nah, let's put more shit on the board. Buff it up again. Not gonna attack this time though, and doesn't matter what it gets. Because he has 3 attack. Don't wanna attack into that. Cruelty. Okay. So, pretty random deck, I guess. Let's buff up again. Corn. Fine. Trade. Play you. I'm not gonna go face. I'm not guaranteed to find lethal here anytime soon. If I don't draw Perseverant or my Catalan Reavers. So he still plays this garbage, but got it from abandoned supplies or from the other reduced cost card. Yeah, there it is. Not attacking, okay. Let's lead the spear tip. He's Mellow Cursed. Let's do this. It kills the vehicle. And buff it up again. Ah, fucking Terra, dude. It needs health! Gale Wind Strike. Sure. I guess the health didn't really matter. Let's crush the weak here, right? I mean, I would rather keep it for a cacophony, but that's the better value. Yeah, here's the cacophony. That's okay though. Here's the first Catalan Reaver. Spear tip. Second Catalan Reaver. And let's go to the Cacophony Commander. What are you playing, dude? Why? You have a 4 energy card which does the same but is much better. Holy shit. Yeah, well, low elo, I guess. Fucking clueless, holy shit. Strength from pain. Okay. Desolated ground. That kind of sucks, actually. What is from Terra? I think he still plays the old deck. I think he didn't read the patch notes. I'm actually pretty sure he didn't read the patch notes. Blue Dark. Yeah, let's go with Blue Dark. Let's buff Melloc. And swing in. Yeah, Desolated Ground kinda stalled the game for a little bit. Maybe he will play another Cacophony Commander or some shit, I don't know. This is so bad. What a fucking shit deck, man. He didn't read patch notes at all. Yeah, I could do here whatever, but oh man. But oh well. So guys, this should be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. As you can see, Horus can fare on high Terra ladder. I don't know why he has such a low win rate. I don't know how much is my win rate of him actually. That's something like 60% or something. It's not extremely high, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's not the best warlord ever created, but still, he's fun. Thematic. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on future videos and streams. Also feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the new Sons of Horus and Emperor's Children, and what you hope for the Death Guard and World Leaders. I'll be streaming this weekend again, and I hope to see you guys around. And until then, peace.